not a vampire, not an alien. I'm not the fucking mummy, I'm a goblin.
Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? With some more information, more history time. Well, sit down, get your popcorn, because I got more to tell you about every single one of them. Let's jump in with the culture. This time we're gonna begin where we ended. The culture, you know, this guy. So, the culture, like I said, he was somebody that everybody got a little bit influenced by easily. So it all begins when somebody gave them the mask. He was always saying what kind of thing mask you want. So he went to the mask maker. Somebody that could give them kind of thing. And he gets the mask. His whole face was a little bit burned up. His face was not what it used to be. He didn't used to be this kind of creature. He didn't used to be this kind of ugly kind of thing, but he got burned when he was a child. Like I said, kind of thing, he was sacrificed, burned, kind of thing to not really. He got back to life, but not entirely. Kind of, his body still got burned. His body kind of thing, and he killed every single one of those other cultures. So he kind of, the blood all over his kind of thing. He burned those kind of, all those kind of thing. Nobody ever know what happened, and he didn't dare to say. He was silenced for most of his life. He used to say sometimes, but on small things. He was kind of this sacrifice, because this was his parents that sacrificed him kind of to this god or whatever this cult was. But he made his own cult, his better cult eventually when he got a mask. When he got a mask, he started creating his own cult. First it was just in the woods. Sometimes people saw him, but he didn't care much about people in general. It was only when some girl showed up. Some girl that was lost, just like her. Just got somebody that really an abusive boyfriend, that kind of thing. And that boyfriend came after her. But this cult went after her, and even though she ran away again and got slapped in her face kind of thing, the boyfriend went after him. But he got lost track of the girl, and he was lost in the woods. But that's where the culture, he saw all the abusiveness of this boy. He saw the abusiveness of him, and of course he came from stared at the guy, and he's like, "What are you doing, freak? What do you think you're doing? Why are you kind of here? Why are you doing this? Why are you coming closer? Take your mask off, you freak," kind of thing. And the culture just looked at him, stared at him in blank, seeing the evil he has done, the evil he is. The culture's head started turning, looking at him. He started to get scared just by the look of him, and when his head came all the way around, I got scared. He said to the academy, "Start running," but that's when the culture starts running on his hands and legs and grabbed him, and before he knew it, the culture had his hands around his neck, with his legs over the shoulders of this guy, and then snapped his neck, killing him instantly. Then the culture went to the girl and told her, "You're safe now." And the girl joined him, being the first in his cult, being the first to join the culture. And soon after, some other joined. Some people got maybe had their own history, their own kind of story why they joined. Well, most of them were lost. Most of them had some other stuff happen to them. Some other stuff, terrible stuff happened, but they're safe in the culture, his cult. This is a legacy of the culture kind of thing. And he has also a little bit of a fan of Poppy. You don't know, Poppy has a really cool music now. It's metal. I'm like, holy shit, she is metal kind of thing. Okay, though that's a kind of more of the culture history, how we got started this cult. I think that's a little bit a good begin having this more about culture. Now let's hop into the next one. We went from this. Now let's go this. Now the joke. The joke, like we all know, he's been bullied all the time. His kind of thing, and you never know if he's gonna do something good or something bad. The joke, I kind of listens a lot to Gigolo. So one day he just walks around. He's like walking. His feet are not made of walking, kind of thing. And yeah, he walks around, sees some people trying to rob a store. What does he do? He kind of helps. He literally helps rob the store. He's like, "Hi guys, can I have that drink while you guys are doing it anyway? I mean, come on, you guys are doing it. At least you can give me something." Well, those two are a little bit confused at first, and the joke just takes it kind of thing, and then they call him freak. It's like, yeah, I am a freak. I could be a freak. I could be lots of things, kind of thing. But most of the time, I'm the joke of the card. I'm the joke of this kind of scenario, and the joke this time is on you, because I'm just taking and I'm leaving you behind. So he literally just takes the money, does the lights out, takes the money, and closes the door, keeping the robbers in, and he just walks off. He just walks off singing some insane clown kind of thing, and yelling "boop boop bye" kind of thing, leaving the store with drinks kind of thing that he drinks out and just moves on. That's kind of thing, leaving the kind of thing. Of course, those two robbers, they kind of able to break that window because it's still a window, and they're really fun. And so it took them a little while, so cops are now after them. One of them got arrested, almost died from wounds by destroying the window. Now this other guy, he tries to hunt down. Of course, the joke, not the hardest to kind of thing, but also not the easiest to find, because kind of thing. And he finds him looking over the window, over the kind of thing. He sits on a roof while the guy finds him. It's like, "You fucking robber, you left us there," you kind of thing. It's like, "Do you think this is all a joke? You think life this is all a joke?" He's like, "Yeah, everything is a joke. The whole world is a big fat ass joke, and it's gonna be a joke. That's what the world all is. Everybody kills everybody. Everybody has a terrible. Everybody betrays each other. That's how the world is. All you can do is laugh at it. Laugh!" And he starts laughing hysterically, and then the guy shoots, but misses just by a scratch, and the joke laughs more, and now he gets so pissed he tries to just with his fist smash something, and all the joke does is go to the left, making him fall to his death because of that thing. The joke didn't kill, but the joke did keep laughing as the guy dies, and he's like, "Oops, it seems like your time is out of this world." And he just like, because all the his kind of thing is the world isn't a joke. He does save some people sometime, but in this case he didn't save some people. He just took what he wanted, and he got a lucky draw this time. And that's the one story of the joke. Well, that's another story. Hope you guys like this second one. I am still not done because I'm gonna give you every short story for every character. This was a joke. If you wanna skip kind of thing, or you're done with those two are your main favorites, and you wanna go, I say, go ahead. Go to another, or watch this another time. I hope you just enjoy all my stories that I do now for this kind of thing. And I thought it was a little bit a short kind of thing to keep you kind of things on heads, like let you know who they are, what they do, a little short story of them. I think they could be cool R-rated Marvel comic kind of thing, a Max series, or even DC kind of dark multiverse story of kind of thing. I think they could be so cool for Marvel, DC, any kind of characters. So hashtag Marvel, hashtag DC comics. Come on, guys, do you not love me? Or even variant Image. Oh, Image would be a cool kind of thing to be. I mean, Image Comics is really awesome sometimes. Anyway, then the Multi-Man. Oh, the Multi-Man. That's a hard kind of thing to tell a story about. The Multi-Man. The Multi-Phase, I mean, Multi-Phase is more. So the Multi-Phase kind of thing is a story kind of thing. But because he's a Multi-Phase and has all the personalities kind of thing, he is also a multiverse kind of version. So one day, he just walks. He sees some faces, he sees some other worlds, and he talks to a person and tells him, "Tell me, do you see every version? Do you see that witch?" Because he's talking to a witch at this point, and he's like, kind of thinks, "Do you see the heredity that the multiverse has? All those versions, all those kind of thing." Or is it not even a multiverse? Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's past lives. Maybe I'm just looking. Maybe everything is a lie and this is just a dream. Maybe it is, or all of them are true, or none of them are true. The witch says maybe sometimes you need to live in the moment. Maybe you have to kind of thing. He's like, I see myself dying. I see myself being born. I can see a lot of things, and I don't know which one is real. There is a kind of thing. I have seen myself in a time loop, like when I kind of thing with you at my side. You are kind of thing, but with somebody else coming to for you, and then it happens. Somebody comes for the switch. She was just some fortune-teller kind of thing, a witch kind of thing, and she gets attacked by a rival witch kind of thing. But the difference between kind of thing, the multi-phase sees a lot of things and seems to see the future sometimes, because he sees a lot of things, like all those personalities, all this kind of thing. He is like the guy that sees everything but doesn't know if it's gonna come true or kind of thing. He sees the future, he sees the past, he sees them all kind of thing, and sometimes they happen while he's talking. He is also somebody that just stands there right now while the witch tries to keep the kind of thing. This rival takes this magical staff that she makes of magic, tries to kind of thing cut him like this more spear, and she tries to thing. The multi-phase says, "Yeah, this is the time," and he takes one of the things on the rack of the witch's kind of thing. He takes one bowl and starts enchanting. He starts talking with all his multi kind of thing faces. Starts talking and kind of thing, while the other witch tries to keep her off. And then bans the witch he was with to banish to in this bowl, stuck it in a bowl. The other witch asked, "Why did you do this? Why did you?" Because everything is not what it seems. She was a witch, a friend, a kind of thing, but in some other ways she wasn't. She would have killed so many if she keeps going. If you are dead, she would do terrible things like exposing the witch world to the world, exposing kind of things that should never be. A witch hunt will be kind of thing. Creatures will die if she messes. It's better if she's locked up. It's better for everyone if some things don't come to pass. And then the multi-face disappears, keeping the other witch thinking. It's like, will I ever see him again? Who the hell was he? All those questions, while the multi-face disappeared from the face. That's the multi-face kind of thing. He sees multiverse, and sometimes he acts on them if it's too big. Little things don't, but things that can expose a whole world, that's when he acts. He doesn't care about friends kind of thing. If he sees a future that could be destroy the whole kind of thing, he will stop it. He will stop it one way or the other. He's emotional. Sometimes he could be like crying, but still doing it. He could be angry and doing it. He has all those kind of things, but he knows some future should never be. Some past should never be kind of thing. That's his old kind of thing. Anyway, then that's a kind of thing. I thinking about that while I'm talking. Most of the things I just saying and thinking, because that's me. Just somebody that here's are my thoughts about something. Here's everything I can wake up in the morning and say, hey, this is a cool story. Then we got our cowboy guy, Target. Well, he, like I already told you, he was somebody that keeps on in a little cowboy town. Some guy tried to find him. He's like, hey, I need help for a kind of thing. Like, why come to me? Why kind of thing? I heard you're the one that always get kind of the deal done. The one that always shoots right. It's like, well, that's maybe a little bit true. Maybe a little bit true that that's gonna go kind of thing. But what do I get for it? Kind of thing. It's like information about this whole town. Like, I know this town has been in generic, yes, but you don't know the future of this town. You don't know if that the town could be maybe be destroyed in a couple months because somebody's trying to have the contract. And I could get you the contract to keep this town a little bit longer. I could get you the person's name of who's trying to destroy it. It's like, okay, you got my attention. What do you need, partner? So he was like, well, I could. There is this cube that I really want, and I need somebody to get it, but it's in a corporation that I cannot touch, but you can. So we go into this corporation. He's not the best in trying to talk his way into it. But he tries, miserably fails, but he has his golden gun. So he's like, you know what? He tries to talk, doesn't work. He's like, you know what? Fuck this. And shoots him, the guy in the head. A whole fucking fight happens. He has good close combat, but a little bit far, a little bit less. I mean, if he can, his gun aims at somebody, it goes for it. And he takes another gun. He has now 2 guns, and he starts shooting around and around. And look, sometimes he gets a lucky draw. One of them kind of he shot next to the guy, but that thing blasted kind of glasses in pieces, and those pieces came right to some other people, to other guards, like right in their back, right in their skull, kind of thing. Some died, some just got an agonizing pain, kind of thing. He's like, oh, lucky me, and he moves on to the next level. He does this a lot, kind of thing. He's one of the most wanted, of course, because he has kind of the power of luck on his side sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't work a lot because sometimes he needs more kind of thing. At level 2, he kind of gets his luck gets the better of him, and he falls down, and like at first level he kind of gets a surprise, and he kind of the second kind of thing, they were a little bit more prepared and got kind of thing wounded. He kind of gets arrested and to the top, to the guy that he wants actually to be there, and he's like, oh, this is all part of the plan. It wasn't part of the plan, but it is now part of the plan. No, so he gets his gun back by doing the one thing nobody expects, letting his head fall on the ground. He tilts it up, and when he throws it in the air, takes his gun and shoots everybody before his head falls to the ground. No, but again, surprise was his kind of thing. Everybody didn't see that coming, so he had a little bit enough distraction that he shots one kind of thing. That shot went to a window. The window cracks, lucky for him. All this kind of things went inside. There's also a special gun that has an explosion bullet, so when it arrives, it explodes, getting the windows kind of thing going to the other side where he shoots it through. If the bullet shoots through, the glasses spread to the other side, like in this kind of thing. If you do this, all the glasses go all the way to there. So that's what happens, kind of thing. There are some still alive that he shoots down then, kind of thing. He has this little partner after a table kind of thing, till he finally gets a few more rounds and kills them all. Kills them kind of thing, and he gets this rifle out of the way, gets the thing his contract wanted, gives it to this contract, and now he knows the name for the thing, for having the thing, having his whole cowboy land, his land kind of thing. Now that he gets that, he finds the guy that contracts them and kind of silently kill him. With that, I mean, he kind of did it loud, but let somebody else go after it. It's like he did it, but he blames it on somebody else, and they cannot trace it back to him. That was a kind of, even though he's like the one that contract kind of thing. So he made somebody else fall for it. Actually, the guy that he just kind of thing, he's like all those kind of thing. He has very much a kind of guy that has lots of luck at his side. So yeah, now the last story. Oh yeah, I'm already lots of in, but I got one little story for you more. So we got Mr. Nothing. Well, Mr. Nothing, like I said before, he's a doctor kind of thing. I mean, he would be Dr. Nothing, but for that he needed to have a license to be a doctor. He had to need a license for a doctor. He doesn't have a license for a doctor, because what he does is kind of thing. He went from trying to do Frankenstein kind of thing. Seems that doesn't work as good. He kind of starts kind of nailing first it was in an abandoned building kind of thing, and making somebody's mouth shut but still able to drink by having those tubes from one here a tube in his kind of thing to a tube to behind his neck. Well, behind kind of thing, this thing that's behind him kind of thing, or behind her, in a tube where there is food in it, like mixed. So they literally have a mixer at their back, on their back, while you can put food in. And so this kind of things happened, so they can keep on eating, but their mouth have been shut. So he's making this old Frankenstein creatures from Silent Hill kind of thing, and they cannot talk, but they still have food, so they're not gonna hungry. They're not dying hungry. He's creating this. He is, in his words, it's I'm making new life, new creatures to walk the earth, new stuff that will be better than any others. Of course, after making 3 of them, this is still people, and still people that are a little bit have family, and one of them finally finds them in the woods. And at first it's like a horror movie. They try to hunt them down. Yeah, the kind of thing. There is one person, that's kind of thing. But when they find, the thing is also those creatures. Yeah, sure they have kind of thing. Sure they haven't been. They kind of got twisted. They kind of got really twisted. Their minds are not in the right mind. They're not just scared. They don't know anymore what happened, because he kind of tries to also erase their brain, but doesn't work halfway, and they got really tortured because having their mouths kind of thing, and then seeing being locked in a room where you only see yourself for a year, 2 years kind of thing. And finally somebody found them, even though they try to kind of think they're insane. They try to grab on him, and they have their nails are a little bit sharper because they've been there a while, so their nails are sharper. They claw their hands on them, so that hurts as hell. They don't know their own strengths anymore, even though it's like just a scratch of nails so sharp kind of thing. And they cannot talk because of the tube kind of things, and it starts to get more kind of thing. He shoots one of them because he doesn't know who they are. They're literally bald. They have no hair, no kind of thing, because it's easier to operate on somebody that hasn't hair than somebody that has hair. So guy, girl, doesn't matter, hair off. So this guy tries to shoots one of them, doesn't know if it's her, if it's kind of thing. He's just he doesn't shoot it. He has like a glass, let's say glass kind of thing. He tries to kind of thing, cuts the guy icon, and runs kind of thing through it. Eventually he gets kind of hunted, because those creatures, they try and want help. They really want help, but they cannot talk. All they can do is kind of thing, and all they try to say, help me, help kind of us. But on this point, Mr. Nothing, kind of had to get out of there. It's got his secret is out. Everybody knows kind of thing. So he leaves it behind. It's like, if I cannot have it, you do you. If you survive this kind of thing, and he just goes his own way. Does that kind of thing. He leaves. He locks the whole door, so he has this whole building on lockdown, so nobody can escape. He is literally just getting them, like, this was my first thing. Now he is locked into either he dies and they gonna starve, or he wins and he gonna starve. Somebody's gonna starve in there, and the whole fight breaks up. He kind of run, starts to go everywhere, seeing some of those creatures. Eventually, there is only one creature. He kind of gets hunted, almost dies because he's bleed from every time they have to run. Every time those creatures trying to grab him, but because they're nails kind of thing, they're really scared and really kind of thing, and they cannot say anything, they cannot do anything. well, they can do anything, but they cannot tell them what kind of thing. They just want them so badly. They're scared. They're kind of insane, and he is now scared. So that those two scared kind of thing does mix. Well, so eventually he dies by accident, by pushing, by bleeding to death, something like that. So now the creature is there alone kind of thing. But it does the one thing, credits roll kind of thing. If you wanted a movie, credits roll, he's dead, and Mr. Nothing is somewhere else. Now this creature doesn't want to give up on life, but it's gonna get hunger. It's gonna die from the hunger. So instead, this creature is already insane. He's already lost kind of thing. He wants to escape. It's scared. It's scared to die. It's scared to die like this. It doesn't want to die like this. So it takes pieces of this guy, throws it in the back of the mixer instead of what normally it would be food. But Mr. Nothing is gone. So nobody is gonna help her kind of thing. He puts pieces and now eats the man. This creature literally became a cannibal to survive, to not want to die like this, not want to die in creature, but still became even worse. That's the first story, Mr. Nothing. It's more about everything around Mr. Nothing than about thing. This is like the scariest horror stuff that you ever gonna hear. And I think I have had enough. This story kind of thing, Mr. Nothing is first. He is like the darkest creature, the darkest character, because every else kind of thing is mostly good. They mostly have this. Yes, they kill. Yes, they have this terrible kind of thing. But Mr. Nothing does it because I'm actually fascinated by Silent Hill, by this creature, by doctors becoming like from Teen Wolf. There is the threat doctors that make from normal humans into werewolves, into all this fantasy. They can make two things combine, science and fantasy, and I love that about it. But it's so dark, so terrifying that I love about it. That's why I love about Silent Hill, those terrifying creatures, those things that can be made. It's so fascinating. Anyway, what's your thoughts about those short little stories? I know I've been a half hour of me talking about my kind of thing, but I like it. Want to see more? Share this video if it gets 15 likes, 20 likes, kind of thing. Somewhere there, I will be sure, really sure that I do another video of this kind of thing, because this is like literally a story kind of thing. So. And if for some reason it gets shared with Marvel, DC, Image Comics, I mean, I think Image Comics would love darker stories like this, or even movies. If it gets there, I mean, I'm all for it. I'm all open for more stories, for a comic, maybe even just a comic artist, maybe just you, me, comic artist that can really do the art. Wants to team up. Giving this, or just make my stories, and I give you the permission to make this stories. Just give me some credit. I want to see, and give me of course the first look at it. I would love to see this becoming a real story, becoming a real short film, I love making this story. I love making this story up from my head, from all my characters, my own creations of characters. The TwiZted universe come to life. What's your thoughts about my twisted characters that I create? You guys love it, or you're like, holy fucking, is that all in your head? Are you crazy? Are you insane? Well, by now you know I'm insane, but it's like kind of thing. What are your thoughts about it? Let me know down below, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. You can now rate me. You can review me, my stories. Which story do you like best? Let me know all that down below, like always. Anyway, I think a half hour and 5 minutes are way enough for you guys to have seen. Hope you like the stories. Hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.
And then the days got worse and worse, and now you see I've gone completely out of my mind.